Are you wondering why I have my big fat butt stuffed underneath this desk? Well, if you really want to find out, stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Paul from Fat Guy Productions coming to you, not necessarily as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, because it's not often that I'm underneath a desk. But I am today because I'm going to share with you one of the most important things in my digital life. And if you're into digital anything like I am, this could be a real, and I'm not over-exaggerating this could be a real lifesaver to you. So let me tell you what happened. About 10 plus years ago, we had a computer failure and we lost a bunch of our digital photos. And as bad as I felt about it, my wife was just devastated by it. And so I started looking into solutions to protect all my digital assets, photos, videos, music, you name it. That was my goal, was to find a way to protect all of that stuff. And I came up with this little gem here, which is called a Drobo. Okay, so before we finish up underneath the desk, it's probably easiest to show you the dashboard on my computer and explain what's going on and why we're going to be underneath the desk today. So the dashboard gives you all the information you need to have about your Drobo. And as you can see there, lit up in green in the right-hand side of the window, you can see a representation of my Drobo, and it has 4 different bays. In each of those bays, I have a 1 terabyte hard drive. So the Drobo has about 4 terabytes total memory to it. And the problem is it's starting to get full. And we can get a lot more detailed information and break it down, and we can see, it's starting to get filled up. So what I want to do is I want to increase the amount of storage in my Drobo by changing out 2 of the 1 terabyte drives and replacing them with 2 terabyte drives. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I can see the status of my Drobo. I can see its health. I can see all about the drives. So the Drobo Dashboard is an important part of this. And we're going to come back to it after we swap out one of the drives down underneath. But so for that, we're done up here for now, and we can go ahead and climb back under the desk. Should be fun. Well, my Drobo needs a little attention today. It's been down here for about 10 years, and this is like maybe the 3rd time in 10 years I've had to do something with it. And so I thought I'd tell you about it while I'm taking care of what it needs. So what is a Drobo? A Drobo is a storage unit. It's a digital storage unit, like a hard drive. Okay, I'll try and not use a bunch of technical jargon here. So it's like a big giant hard drive. It's actually 4 hard drives, okay, all in one unit, working as one thing. So it's got a lot of storage capability where you can put your biggest files, keep anything you want here. There are other drives like that out there. But see, this has a secret weapon. It's really, really smart. There's no formatting to it, and it's got built-in backup, and it does everything by itself. All you got to do is plug the damn thing in. So let me just give you a quick rundown. What you do is you take your Drobo, you buy this Drobo, and it has none of these drives in any of these bays, okay? And you take your Drobo and you plug it into a power source, and then you plug your computer into the Drobo. Now, what you got to do is you got to tell it how much memory you want by putting in these internal hard drives. So when I started, I had put in 2 internal hard drives, a 1 terabyte and a 1 terabyte. I put them in bays 1 and 2. So as soon as I did that, I then went up to my computer. It formatted everything by itself. I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was stick the drives in there, went to my computer, dragged the information I wanted onto the Drobo. It not only took the information and put it on the drive, but it then made redundant backups of all of my information on both drives. Did it all by itself. The point being, if drive in Bay 2 fails, all I have to do is eject it, put it in a new drive, and it'll make another backup, and I'm protected. If the drive in drive 1 fails, it'll do the same thing. If I start to run out of storage, all I had to do was add more drives into the open bays. Now that's where we're at today. Today what we have is, here is my storage lights. I'm pretty full, okay? And so I'm going to expand my storage. Right now I have 4 1-terabyte drives in here. And what I want to do is I'm going to replace 2 of these drives with 2-terabyte drives, okay? So I'm going to show you how easy this is, okay? This is ridiculous how easy this is. You push the little eject button over here. Maybe. It's tough being under a desk.
Should I stop?
Well, I think you actually got to pull on it to get it out too. My wife's going to try and help me. She's got a better angle. There it goes.
No, that was my thumb. No, it's not coming.
Here. I'm going to push the lever and you pull on the drive.
No. I don't know how you get it out.
Hang on. Okay, so I made this sound like it's real easy. Oh, there we go. Okay, here, come here. Lift up. We'll pull out. Don't lift up so much. There you go. Pull. Don't lift up so much.
I wasn't lifting at all. Because now it's like...
There you go. Okay, so there it is. It's,
I hope that wasn't live.
it's out. It was live, and that's the best part of this stuff. Okay, so when I said easy, I didn't necessarily mean dealing with this thing underneath a desk like this. Okay, I mean, you don't got to be tech savvy. But you notice it immediately made some notifications here. It said there's a problem, okay? And what it's done, all my information is still backed up across these 3 drives. Even though this drive is gone, whether it had failed or whatever, it didn't matter. Now to fix that, all I got to do is hopefully slide this in here this time. Yeah, here, hold the drives there. There you go. I got it the right way. Okay, now let me tell you, this is way easier if you're not underneath a desk.
And we haven't had to do it that much, so we forget.
So, now, I put the new drive in. And now what it's going to do is I'm done. I don't have to do anything else. What it's going to do, you see it's already doing it. It's going to read and format the new drive. It's going to figure out the new capacity of the Drobo. And it's going to spread the backups across all 4 drives. So that way, should there be a failure with any one of the drives, I'm not going to lose 1 bit of data. Well, what if the Drobo dies, you might ask? Take the drives out, get a new Drobo, stick the drives into the new Drobo, and you're still back in business. Now, I'm going to do 2 drives. I've got a second one right here, but I can't do it while it's in this status. Okay, this is telling me, well, hey, leave everything alone, okay? But once everything's green again, I'm going to change out the drive in Bay 2 with another 2-terabyte drive, so I will have increased my storage by 4 terabytes. Ultimately, this has been a heaven send for me. I'm a tech guy. We must have in excess of 400 or 500 videos stored on here. We have our entire music library stored on here. We have hundreds, literally hundreds of thousands of photos stored in here. And I don't have to think about anything doing any harm to them. The only way I'm going to lose my stuff is if something so bad happens that this entire thing is destroyed, like a fire, okay? In which case, then I'm kind of out of luck. But God, think about it. In the scheme of things, if you have a fire that big, you know, that's a small thing. Just getting out with your life is the big deal. Anyhow, so that's all there is to a Drobo. So I'm going to let this do its thing, and then I'm going to take, and we'll go up and we'll look at the computer. I'll show you the dashboard so you see the information that it gives you. And then we'll wrap this up afterwards, okay? So let's go up to the computer on top. Okay, so we're back here at the dashboard again. And here you can see it's giving me the warning flash on the Drobo disk pack. And if we double click it, now you can see Bay 1 shows it has a 2 terabyte drive in it. And here, warning, data protection is in progress. Do not remove any drives until data protection is complete. You may continue to use the Drobo during this time. Okay, so right now it's making sure that the data protection is across all of the drives. Yeah, me and being underneath a desk, we're not friends by any stretch of the imagination. And thank goodness for my wife who just threw a beach ball at me. Anyhow, that in a nutshell is a Drobo, and although we're chuckling right now, seriously, there is nothing I've found better for protecting your digital assets than this Drobo. Yeah, that I made it look infinitely more complicated than it is to just swap those drives out. But there's no formatting. There's no physical backup that you have to do. If you have a failure with any of your drives, there's nothing technical you have to do other than to just pop one out, pop a new one in. If you just want to change a drive to have more storage, pop one out, pop one in. And here's something that you might want to know. My Drobo's like 10 years old, okay? They were so forward-thinking with this thing that what they did is they made it expandable to handle drives that weren't even being made yet. So this thing right now can hold up to 4 8-terabyte drives, okay? Not bad for something made a decade ago. The new ones are even better than that. And if I'm not mistaken, the new ones actually can handle 2 drives failing at the exact same time and still protect you. So that's pretty impressive. Now, as far as the cost of a Drobo, I believe I paid over $500 for my Drobo, and then you still have to buy 2 drives for it. But it was worth every penny. If you've lost a digital file in your life, you understand what I'm talking about here. It's worth every penny to not have to worry about this anymore. And then the way it's set up in my home, everything, any files I get on any other device feed into this computer, which then sends them right into the Drobo for being backed up. It's a wonderful system. Highly recommended it. If I were giving this a 1 to 10 scale, thumbs up approval type thing, I'd give it a 27, okay? You really need this in your life if you have any kind of substantial digital footprint. All right. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, click the bell to be notified anytime I release a new video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will read them, and I love talking with you guys. Okay, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions. Glad to be out from underneath the desk, and I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Until next time, I hope you have a very safe and secure digital kind of day. Be good.